What's up, guys? Kevin Allen here, aka the Geek from DFS Army, and this is your Fanduel NFL Week 16 first look. We're going through it all, the matchups. We're going position by position. We'll try to find some value plays, try to build a first look lineup for NFL Week 16 here on Fanduel, and let's take a quick gander at the matchups tool. Get an idea for some of the games we're going to be looking to target this week. This one right here, first of all, Bengals at Miami. The sun is out. Weather's nice. 50.5 point total. We got Chase Brown and HN and lots of goodness potentially from this game. So this is definitely one I want to keep an eye on this week. Vikings at the Giants. Man, as much I love Dart. You guys know I loves me some Dart and the Giants. And actually, McCarthy's been playing decent. And Giants defense is extremely bad. So both sides of this game have a lot of potential, I would say. But Vikings defense is actually quite good. So this might not be the best week to go crazy on the Giants stacks and Dart, but I'm still going to have a little bit of exposure. Got to have it every week. Bills 26-point total, but ugly game. Probably an avoid. Bucks at the Panthers could be interesting, right? The return of Mike Evans, we'll see where he's priced. That could be really interesting as well. Maybe Bucky Irving here. He could finally have a good game. We'll keep an eye on him. Panthers side a little less overall exciting, but I don't know. We'll take a look at their running backs as well, although that split is bothering me. Chargers at the Cowboys. 49.5 pointer. You know, Dak's been really good. A lot of goodness to come from this game. Chargers really good against the pass this year. So maybe we'll take a look at Javonte Williams. I haven't played him in DFS on a main slate in a while, it feels like. So maybe an eye on Javonte here. I'm not sure how I feel about the Chargers right now with Herbert still sporting that cast on his left hand. I got to see what's going on with that because I have not liked the way he's looked with that cast on his hand. Chiefs without Mahomes for the rest of the season. Gardner Minshew season. Yeah, I wonder if Gardner Minshew is an interesting play, right? Probably not, but I guess. Jets at the Saints, 40.5 points. Nothing really to see here. This matchup's no good. Jaguars at the Broncos. I think a lot of people are going to want to chase what the Jaguars did last week. I don't like the spot for them. I mean, they played the garbage Jets last week. Now we're up against the Broncos. This is a whole different world. Broncos defense at home is really good. So this feels like an avoid. Maybe we'll play some spots from the Broncos, though. Falcons at the Cardinals, 47.5 pointer. Cardinals home, 2.5 point under. I really like this spot. This is one of the ones to target. Both kind of porous defenses. I like that the Falcons are favored, but the Cardinals are at home. That means they're going to be fighting back. So, yes, let's pay close attention to this game. Definitely one I want to target. I'm thinking, Pitts did it last week. Maybe London comes back here. If not, Bijan is part of this side. And then, of course, on the Cardinal side, you've got Brissett, McBride, Michael Wilson, and whoever the hell's playing running back for them. That's a tougher part. Is it going to be Michael Carter? Is it going to be a Mario DeMarcado? Is it going to be a perfect split? I wish I knew. Raiders at the Texans. This is another interesting game because Woody Marks got hurt in game last week, and the Texans brought in some guy that did really well. Now he's going to probably be mint salary, so I can't recall his name. We'll look him up, but running back in a game like this would be a great spot on the Texans. I just don't know who that's going to be. Finally, Steelers at the Lions in the Dome, 51.5 points. The big side here, Lions 29.25 point team total. Lots of points to go around for the Lions here. So we're just going to look for pieces from the Lions. I don't like the Steelers in that spot. So with the matchups understood, let's get into it position by position. Top priced quarterback on this slate, Josh Allen. That's too much. Not in this matchup at Cleveland. Not a good matchup. Dak at home. He's been really good at home, averaging 21 fantasy points per game, but also not the easiest of matchups against the Chargers. Even at home, Dallas has not looked that great when going up against like above average defenses, and I don't like the price. So while I like the Cowboys, intrinsically on paper, I'm not sure. At home, generally, I'm not sure about this one. Burrow, 8,300 in his spot against Miami. Oh, man, I wish it was a little cheaper, but I do like Burrow there. I think Burrow can do a lot of damage on this slate, but that's a high price to pay. Jared Goff, we played him last week. It worked out pretty well, 28.5. He crushed that afternoon slate. If it wasn't for Trevor Lawrence going off, this would have been one of the better plays last week on. But the price is all the way up there, and really, Jared Goff doesn't have the ceiling in this game to burn us too bad. So I'm not going to worry about it. Herbert, same thing. I'm not really excited about Herbert's salary level here. He has not looked that great with the cast on. Last few games just haven't been super productive for him, and I do blame the cast. I do, right? 13, 14, 4. There's no reason for him to be priced up. Baker Mayfield in that spot against Carolina, 7,700. I'm starting to get there. I'm starting to get there with some of these spots. Still not great, but I don't mind a Baker Mayfield stack on the road here. Bo Nix as well. We can definitely play a little bit of Bo Nix if we want. He's very volatile, his scoring, but generally, this could be one of those games that is more competitive than you think. So I like Bo Nix. I definitely like Jacoby Brissett here, 7,500. This guy, all he does is put up 20 plus fantasy points every time out. It's time and time and time again. 7,500. I'm plugging in Brissett in this lineup, but let's talk through some of these other quarterbacks, right? Jackson Dart, love Dart, had another good week last week. And actually, I could go right back to him here at home. I don't care. I will go right back to Dart. He's been good. He continues to shine. Really, the biggest thing I think holding Dart back right now is there's no weapons on the Giants. Like they've just got nothing good going on. But that defense is really bad for the Giants, and it just causes lots of scoring to happen on both sides of these games. So we got to pay attention to Dart, but I'm also thinking about the other side of that game. CJ Stroud's definite no for me in this non-competitive matchup. I guess sometimes these non-competitive matchups really do work out, but I haven't seen it with Stroud where he puts up a big enough number. Trevor Lawrence coming off the big game. Whoa. If you didn't have Trevor Lawrence last week, you probably didn't win. So crazy. Sunshine. Now he gets a much tougher matchup at Denver. I'm not excited about it. Tua is a never play guy. Aaron Rodgers is a never play guy. Tyler Shook. This is another guy who just continues to kind of like be productive. I don't have a problem paying down for Tyler Shook if you wanted to do that again against the Jets. The Jets are effectively the nuts offense to go up against. Everybody's just having a party on them. Their defense is terrible. So, yeah, 6,800 Shook. He's in the player pool. No doubt. No doubt. Kirk Cousins. I mean, I like the Brissett side better, but I guess you can make an argument for Kirk Cousins here. Yeah, this is our guy. I mean, J.J. McCarthy I'm not a J.J. McCarthy fan. He could bring me around, but the Giants are the nuts opponent at this point in the year. They're allowing massive games to everybody that they go up against. So as crazy as this sounds, J.J. McCarthy at 6,500, a full 1,000 less than Jacoby Brissett, is very interesting here, and I do not mind it. I'm not sure how to stack him just yet, but J.J. McCarthy, are you kidding me? I can't believe I'm even saying this. How is this possible? Is going to be in the player pool. I will be using him this week. That's crazy. I know. I can't believe it myself. What is happening? All right, moving on to the running back position, NFL Week 16 here on DraftKings. Achane 9,800. Yeah, I mean, great spot, of course, at home against Cincinnati. Tough price to pay. Bijan right there with him. I would like Bijan in like a Brissett-focused lineup, of course, because he's that bring back. They got Jahmyr Gibbs as well. All three of these spots are really, really good. So I don't have a problem with any one of these guys. Matter of fact, I don't mind playing both of them. The downside is the price. The price is brutal. You need about to justify a $9,800 FanDuel price. Devon Achane would have to put up about 30. As an example, he's got one game on the season where he would have put up enough points to really justify this price point. So let's not go crazy with it. I think Bijan, same idea, needs to get you about 30. Here we got 1, 2, 3, and then 2 almost got there, 25.5. So 5 out of, let's say 16 or 5 out of 15. So he's doing that about 1/3 of the time. Achane is only doing that about, 8% of the time. So keep in mind, it's highly unlikely for these guys to pay off. Really, really great cash game plays because you're going to lock in those points. Jahmyr Gibbs, similar boat, 9,500, needs to get us 30 plus. We got 1, 2, 3, 3.5 occurrences where he kind of got to that zone. So we know he can get there. There's no doubt. My favorite of this group is, I think it's Bijan, but make an argument for any one of them. Coming down in salary a little bit here, we got Bucky Irving, decent play here, I guess. Good matchup, but he's just not getting it done right now. So until I see some sort of a ceiling from him, I don't think I can justify this price tag. I think we can get what he's doing for a much cheaper type of running back. Javonte, I talked about him at the start. I like Javonte. I don't like this, again, a little pricey at 8K. 8, 16, 24. He needs to get you about 24 points. Can do it. He's gotten there a couple times. I think this could be one of those games for him. Dowdle in a split with Chuba Hubbard, a bit of a split. I'm not in love with that. Judkins, you know what? Running backs have done really well against the Bills. And this is, I'm not going to call this it's not like a good play. It's more of a contrarian play, right? Because Cleveland, massive underdogs. We don't want those massive underdog running backs. So, but the Bills defense is very bad versus running back. And if Cleveland is somehow being competitive, like weird shit happens, it could be because of Judkins. Travis Etienne coming off the big game as well. Now, as a road dog, I'm not into it. One thing to say about Etienne, though, is he should get all the carries. But I just, the variance of getting 3 receiving touchdowns is unbelievable. Breece Hall, no, probably not. Chase Brown is a solid maybe. Kind of like Chase Brown here. 7 targets last week. Didn't get the touchdown. He has not put up a big enough number to really scare you at this point all season. Like, it's just not been there. But I still feel like it's coming. It's going to happen. So Chase Brown, definitely in the mix. Woody Marks, let's find out what's going on with him. If he was healthy, this would be a great start for him. RJ Harvey with a Q tag as well. But another one, I don't really mind RJ Harvey. Got 20 carries, got a target. We've seen him get as many as 6 targets in a game before. So this guy does all the things that you need at a reasonable price at home as a favorite against the Jaguars. All right. I don't mind it. Jaylen Warren, no. Jones, no. Janty, man, fallen. Devin Neal got hurt on us last week. Really hurt us quite a bit. All right. A couple other spots I want to talk about here at running back. First, you've got Michael Carter, and he's expected to serve as the Cardinals' lead back, but we'll see. They might bring in DeMarcado, but overall, I do like Michael Carter. I like this matchup. He catches a pass. It's not even a bad mix with Brissett. All I'm going to say, though, is that he does split with DeMarcado, and I'm going to show us another low-cost running back that we can look at this week. Kenny Gainwell keeps getting it done, but I don't like him in the spot. Yeah, here he is. Jawar Jordan. And there's DeMarcado, by the way, at 5K. An interesting tournament play for sure. But also this guy, Jawar Jordan, if Woody Marks is out, I mean, you get the spectacular matchup. This guy had 15 carries, couple targets last week. Had a full workload. Well, where the fuck did that come from? Now, we have to pay attention to the team, to the blurbs. It's too early in the week to make final calls, but these are a couple of the bargain basement running backs I'm considering this week, and I'll throw in DeMarcado. I mean, if we found out that he was quote-unquote the starter or anything like that, fine. If we're going for the studs, actually, another playable spot might be Tony Pollard. You know what? At 5,900, I'm even going to throw Tony Pollard in the mix. Like, normally I don't like the underdog running back, but I mean, this KC team is not the team that we're used to. So for that price, I think even Tony Pollard has to be in the conversation this week. As crazy as that, it sounds crazy to me, but in the conversation for sure. With that being said, you always want to kind of stud and dud it. So I'm going to throw Bijan in this kind of lineup just for my placeholder. All right, moving on to the wide receiver position. NFL Week 16 here on FanDuel. Jamar Chase, awesome spot again against Miami. We'll see if T. Higgins comes back. Amon-Ra coming off the big game, 21.42 FanDuel points, 16 targets, 10 receptions, got a ton of yardage. Really good game for him. CeeDee Lamb, you see him going up against the Chargers' #1 ranked pass defense, and both Lamb and Pickens are priced the same, just about. Nico Collins coming off a decent game, but now we get a price up in a non-competitive matchup. I don't like that. Justin Jefferson not doing anything this year. And look at Mike Evans. I was hoping that Mike Evans would be still priced low. He's not. So I like Mike. I definitely like Evans in this game, in this matchup, everything. But I might reserve him for a DraftKings play. I feel like he's cheaper there. Rice as well from Minshew. I'm sure Rice will get a lot of targets, but I'm not sure the Chiefs are going to score a lot of touchdowns. So that's my concern. Yeah, London, we'll see about him. Olave's playable. 7,700 is a little much for, again, a Saints pass catcher, but playable. Let's see if there's any news on T. Higgins. Won't play Sunday. All right, so nothing new on T. Higgins. We'll see if he plays. If he plays, I'm interested. Metcalf, probably not, but Michael Wilson's got to be in this lineup. Wilson has been just spectacular with Brissett. I mean, look at all these targets, 11, 16. This was 7, 15, 18. I mean, these numbers are crazy. So I'm just jumping back on the train until it goes off the rails. I like Jacoby. I like stacking him with Wilson and McBride or let's keep looking. Jayden Waddle is part of that Miami Bengals game. Is somebody I'll probably build game stacks and include him in some of those, but probably not a standalone play. McConkey here against Dallas. This could be interesting. Man, if I trusted Herbert's arm, I would be interested in McConkey. We'll see. Going to keep it in back of mind for now. Ted McMillan, real disappointing game last week. 4 targets, 2 receptions, nothing going on. J-Mo Williams, on the other hand, 134 yards and a touchdown. Actually outscored Amon-Ra in this format. No, not quite. Oh, he had the 2 touchdowns. Yeah, not quite. But he definitely outscored, I believe he outscored Jamar Chase. Yeah, definitely outscored him. That being said, yeah, this week, could you go back to him? I think, sure, why not? I think the Lions are going to score a bunch of times, and this could be one of them. Yeah, I don't mind it. Cortland Sutton also coming off a big game last week, 10 targets, 7 receptions. They just did a lot of throwing. Like, it's very obvious when Bo Nix turns it up, he scores massive, his pass catch score massive. But a lot of these games, they just play a lot of defense, and it's kind of slow and boring. Igbuka seems like he's taking a back seat now to Evans and Godwin, so I'm going to hold off on him. Marvin Harrison, we don't know if he's coming back. If he does come back, I think that would take a little bit of the shine off of Michael Wilson for sure. Jacoby Myers going to see very tough coverage probably against Denver, and same with Brian Thomas, so I'm going to avoid that situation. Yeah, Keenan Allen's not somebody I've been playing a lot, but again, why not against Dallas? If it's hard to trust Herbert's arm. See Wandale down here, Troy Franklin, Addison. Addison's kind of interesting at this price, but the problem is McCarthy and company. It's hard to know where they're going to go with the football. Here's one that I find: if Drake London is out again, what about David Sills at 5,800? He had a bunch of targets, 10 targets, six receptions, dropped a touchdown, an easy touchdown last week. I'm gonna include him as a bargain play here because we need to have some of that in order to afford some more studs. So I'm gonna include him, as a bargain play here. We got 6K left per position. If Sills starts again, okay. You have to on FanDuel, you've got to exist down here in the 5K range, at least for one wide receiver. Godwin's in there, maybe Jaden Higgins. I don't love it. Everything down from here, it just kind of gets worse and worse. It's also early week, and that, let's call it, the value has not necessarily presented itself as of yet, but I'm not seeing a whole lot down here that's going to get me excited. Yeah, David Sills might be the closest thing, which is crazy because fucking David Sills, right? I think Chris Godwin, maybe Coker, Mooney, all of these have a little bit of appeal. Like even Mooney, he hasn't gotten it done yet. Like if it wasn't Sills, what if it's Mooney? He's on the same team, right? But they don't seem to throw to him that much. 6 targets, 3 receptions. Sills got all the work. So I don't know. You tell me. All right, let's go on to defense. And I'm just going to look for what I consider to be the cheapest viable defense of the week. Titans at home against KC. That might be it. Gardner Minshew. You know what? Yeah, I'll allow it. Titans. Let's see if there's any other ones that pop off the page here. I mean, Saints against the Jets. I think this is a really good one too. Probably a better one. I think we go there against the rookie. I think he's good now. Yeah, 3rd string quarterback, barely practiced. No. I'll take the Saints at home. Don't need to look any further. With that being said, of course, there are a couple of really good pay-up options on this slate. Let's see. Detroit and Pittsburgh's okay. It's not worth paying all the way out. I say stick with it. Saints or even Titans. Let's save the money. All right. Tight end position. Bell, week 16 here on FanDuel. So obviously McBride is somebody that I want to try to get in my lineups. Atlanta pretty good against the tight end. It doesn't matter. So at 8,200, I can actually afford that, but it's going to put me on a pretty big turd in the flex. So I'm just going to look and see if there's any other tight ends that stick out to me. This is a tough matchup for Bowers. Again, Kelsey without Mahomes is just sad. Ferguson is fine at 6K, I think. Jake Ferguson has been all right. Hard to ignore but not special. Again, hard to ignore what Kyle Pitts did. I think we're going to play Kyle Pitts in this lineup right now just because, man, they found a connection. As long as Drake London remains out, I think that's totally fine. Fannin Jr. has been pretty good as well, but this is a tough matchup for him this week. Kincaid on the other side of it. I think that's fine. Oronda Gadsden's kind of interesting. Again, he hasn't gotten it done in weeks and weeks and weeks at this point, but we know he has it in him. Same with Darren Waller, touchdown scorer. Like, bam. This is definitely going to be the guy that I've got in there as part of like those Cincinnati, Miami stack bringbacks. But I don't even mind going with Waller at tight end here, saving another $500, and you could apply those funds elsewhere. Schultz coming off a big week. Another name that I don't mind, though, is TJ Hawkinson. I'm probably going to reserve him for lineups that have JJ McCarthy in it, but I don't mind. Hawkinson's been okay. Gets a little pile of targets most weeks. Theo, Gesicki. Were we a week too soon on Gesicki? Maybe. It could pop back, but maybe not. I have to take a look at the usage numbers. I'm still not sure of. All right. So we've got all our names plugged in here, but we don't need to go 5K in the last spot. Let's put a stud in there. So, but I don't mind Pitts. I don't mind Waller here. And definitely McBride is great. I could put McBride in here, still have some money left over. So we could totally do that. Normally in a flex on FanDuel, I'm going to look for a running back, but I'm not in love with what's available here. I mean, we could put Bucky in there, but I kind of like the idea of going Waller. If I was just making one, I might go Waller in the flex and then spend the funds on, well, we still didn't get to anybody I wanted. So you know what? Let's put our boy McBride in there as well. 800 to spend. Guys, that's going to do it for FanDuel. This is the first look. We're just getting a sense. This is not a lineup I'm trying to submit. It's just, hey, some value plays. We got Michael Carter, Jawar Jordan, players to watch. Built a nice little Jacoby Brissett stack. But we also talked about the possibility of a JJ McCarthy stack. Crazy. What are you talking about, Geek? I know. 6,500. You got to consider it against the Giants. Going to be a fun week, everyone. Stay tuned here in the DFS Army YouTube channel. We've got tournament tactics on Friday. We got showdown breakdowns happening, NBA coverage every single day. We appreciate you hanging out. Like, subscribe, notify. Let me know who your top quarterback, wide receiver stack is on FanDuel for NFL Week 16. Take care, everybody. Helmets up.